change it to your name.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming to today's Voice Masterclass, and we have a very special guest with us today, Susanne, Miss Mentzer. Miss Mentzer, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, all. I'm Susanne Mentzer, and I'm a mezzo-soprano. Excuse me, a mezzo-soprano, and also a professor of voice. So I've been singing 42 years professionally and teaching 22 years. So I've sort of been around the block, as you can see by my gray hair. But I'm still at it. I have another performance this year. Where are you guys all located? Speak up.
Well, I'm from Maryland. The
You're not.
performers like. Oh,
I'm
oh yeah.
from Pennsylvania.
Who's from Pennsylvania?
I am Janki.
And how do you say your first name?
Janki.
Donkey, just like it looks. Where in Pennsylvania are you?
Yardley, Pennsylvania. So basically like a 20-minute drive from New Jersey.
Yeah, I know where that is. And in Maryland, who's from Maryland? Just raise your hand. Okay, Autumn, where in Maryland are you from?
So I'm from Baltimore. However, I'm currently Zooming from Augusta, Maine. So yeah.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Well, the only reason I ask all that is because I lived in Maryland near Camp David, and also or grew up, went to Catoctin High School in Frederick County, which was, you would never think an opera singer would come from Frederick, or not from Frederick, but from that school. But there are quite a few opera singers from Frederick County and that area, which is kind of funny. And then I was born in Philly and grew up part of my life there too, so I know those areas. So I don't know why I keep clearing my throat. I just ate a taco probably. As you can tell, I'm pretty relaxed, okay? So my job in a master class is to try to be as constructive as I can. I can't address everything, but I might ask you guys a few questions about how much you've been singing, or what your background is, and if there's something in the piece that you find challenging and you want me to address, I'll happily do that. But so I have the three. I have Autumn, Junkie, and Madeline, right, today? Okay. So again, everybody's a work in progress. I think it's very cool that you guys even know what classical music is, because I sure didn't at your age. So you're way ahead of me. Who wants to go first?
So the program order is Jonky first, and then Madeline, and then Autumn. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, great.
For me.
But before we start, I do want to take a masterclass photo, so if everyone could turn on their cameras for a second.
Oh, there they all are.
Okay, I'll give it like 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, great, thank you.
Very
Okay,
cool.
now Jonky will be performing Love's Philosophy by Roger Quilter.
Okay, I'm gonna, I don't think it'll get in the way with my mic. I don't think there'll be feedback. So if there is, I'll mute myself, okay?
Okay. Just before I start, when it starts, is this loud enough?
Yes, like,
Okay.
it's fine.
The mountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean. The winds of river mix forever with the sweat and ocean. Nothing in the world is single, all things by a law divine. If one
Beautiful. Oh, how did we live without these recordings, huh? So tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I am 16 years old.
Okay. And how long have you been singing?
I've been singing for about 4 years.
Wow. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank
So
you.
when did it start to sound really sort of classical operatic to you?
So my voice has been like through like a slightly weird maturation period recently. So it really only started sounding somewhat operatic, probably the beginning of this year, or beginning of the
Oh
school, so
wow.
like mid 2021.
Yep. I know for me, and it's probably true of everybody, I was in high school choir and the teacher kept saying, keep it down. My voice was just loud and didn't blend very well as much as I wanted it to, you know. And I love
Yeah.
choral singing, I always have, but when you have a real classical instrument, it's hard to close it down, and it's easy to do it the wrong way too if you have to. So let it out. This is good.
Yeah,
um,
that was one of my problems too.
so how long have you been singing this piece?
This piece I've actually been singing since January, I think.
That's good.
I've been like on and off with it. So.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. I mean, you have a wonderful voice. You really do. And it's interesting. The top sounds fantastic on this modem, so that's great. Um, I think you need to start anticipating some of your entrances a little bit. What's hard in English too is it's hard because there's somebody else's words and not our words, and so you have to make it feel like you're saying it for the first time. As you went along, it started to get that way. So, what the first thing you say? Why are you saying it?
It's kind of, I feel like, just like an example or like a metaphor of how nature interacts with each other, just kind of like as
Yes.
a little flirty.
Right. So, do you want to start it again without just find your pitch and just start? And I'm going to stop you and start you. So.
The mountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean.
Great, super. Sounds great. So when you have a melisma on or more than one pitch on one word, the mountains mingle with. Make sure that there's a reason for that. Mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean. So there aren't the words that we would emphasize, but there's a reason that he spread them out. So sing it one more time, and I want you to feel like those are the most important words in the 2 lines.
Okay. The mountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean.
That's right. That was great. So the next line, the winds will have mixed forever. Is that right? I have it here, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. Winds will have mixed forever. It's kind of interesting because he's pulling out certain words that we might not. But to me, that's where all the feeling is, right? It's kind of interesting. So the more you're letting go on those, I don't know if I'm making sense, but the more you're just like letting it fly out on those lines, the better it's getting, right? Go back and start one more time if you want with the music. I'm going to just pull it up here so we're all on literally the same page.
Okay. The mountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever with the spirit and ocean. Nothing in the
another thing, it should feel like I wouldn't even do any retard. Not I with thine. It should feel like you're like on this roller coaster. Here it comes again. You know, you don't have to do a retard until towards the very end. Talk to me about your oh, wait a minute, with a sweet emotion. Talk to me about that. What does it feel
I
like for you?
guess like how the note sound or note feels like.
And how does it feel vocally?
I guess it's a note that I've struggled with in the past, mainly because it's on an E
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
quite difficult to get up there.
Okay.
So it's kind of like not entirely back, but kind of like in a middle place in my head.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm trying to add like a little bit of resonance, but also keep it back enough so that it doesn't like, so it still sounds operatic,
Like
I
a
guess.
yeah, right. So put an ooh on there. Sing so. I want you to actually exaggerate and sing so wheat, so wheat. Like you're gonna so and wheat. I want you to try that once. When you get up there, don't panic about it. It's not going to sound right to you, but it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Fingers crossed. I don't know what the pitch is.
I think it's with us. No, it's too low. Let's see. Mix forever with us a wet emotion.
Okay, so to me that was already better. So it's not. So you know, once you get off of your O's and oohs and e's vowels are very close together in a weird resonance, right? The ooh is going to be more important. It's going to set up your e vowel. Do it one more time. With a sweet.
With us a wet emotion.
Great. Now do the S O up on the pitch. So it's not with a sweet, but with a sweet.
I see. With us, with us, with us a wet emotion.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So to sing an ooh vowel in general, you got to use these cheeky muscles, right? Ooh. I mean, I remember my teacher always. I used to think she was like she was smelling something gross. But with a sweet, it gets your jaw out of the way. It's supposed to sweet, right? That's what I'm going for. So don't be afraid of the ooh, because that'll set you right up into the e. Okay. Nothing in the world is going to come along with see the mountains, yes I have, and then the waves. Let's do that verse and bring out the mountains, the waves. Ooh, we got to get for it just changes. Let's do that second verse.
Okay. Should I do it with or without music?
It's up to you. Either way.
Let's do it just so I can get the pitch. See the mountains kiss high heaven.
Good. Sorry to stop you. Don't lose me on mountains. Like I hear no, and I lose the rest of the word.
I see. Okay.
Try it again.
See the mountains kiss high heaven, and the waves lost one another. No sister would be forgiven if his sister and its brother. And the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What are all these kissings worth? These
Very good. I think that last line is torture. Thou is all kiss, not me. You know, it's like the worst words to get out in that part of anybody's voice. I want you to throw your tongue forward on sing the, and make sure your tongue stays forward against your lower teeth.
Okay.
So I think that's the pitch.
Wait.
That was better. So you're not going to hear yourself as well. And I know this firsthand. If we pull our tongues back a little bit, we think we're doing something right. We're not. And that's one of the hardest things in singing for all you guys is that your tongue's going to want to keep trying to help you because it's all connected right here. But you got to keep your tongue out of the way. And the sooner, if you guys can get that at your age, that's fantastic because every undergrad I know has tongue tension, right? So myself included, I was really like, right? It's like you got to get it out of your way. Trust that your tongue doesn't have anything to do with changing your pitch or anything. It's just in your mouth, and everything is kind of in here. But you have to like keep getting. Don't think of this at all. You know, get out of your own way. Let your air throw it out in front of you. Did that feel okay with your tongue? It probably sounds different to you, but it sounded freer to me.
I see.
And also, you should always think of the note after the top note. So you go, the kiss, because if it's the kiss, we lose you, right? It's a general rule for everything you do. You know, you can be doing a really flashy coloratura piece, but always think past that high C or whatever it is, you know, it's very much like sports. And if I don't know if anybody's a baseball fan, but you always run when they bat and they run to first base, they never stop. They keep running past the base. And the reason is because there's this momentum and there's so much energy flowing. You never want to stop your energy, right? So it's this kind of follow through. It's like throwing a ball. There's this follow through. It takes a while to get used to it, especially if you're a good musician and you're trying to do exactly what it says on the page, you know? Okay, let's get in. Let's get into that last page. I think that's right. Right. Now the challenge you're going to sing not May, like the month of May. So let there be room on your not. Don't throw that away.
Okay.
Right? I feel like you want to go, and there's another trick. You can sing the T of not on the M sound. And then it gives it a direction, right? Because we see it, the way it's written, it looks like it's on every pitch, right? There it is. I don't know if you can hear me or not when I'm singing or if I'm blasting out. Do that one more time. Right. And keep thinking an eval even though you're singing May. I'm thinking E is right here. Like, but what I'm doing is making more room for it. So I'm not letting you don't want to go back.
I see.
We'll be transitioning to the next person soon. Okay. Couple minutes. Okay. Now, here's a trick. If thou really pucker your lips on the bottom one. Because then we hear that whole word. It's kind of a cool effect. You put it at the last minute because you can't say thou up there, right? Try that once. I know it sounds fake, but try it once. That's right. I put the kiss right there. More ooh. That's right. So you can put the kiss in an O place. My mouth is doing funny things. Right? Just do kiss, not me now. That was better E. That was a lot better. So trust it. It's weird. It's right here, but you don't want to go like that. That's what's hard about eval. So it's like e e e. It always stays in that spot. So then it has, you know, the ring in your mask. This is cool. What do you and your teacher work on? Like, what have you been trying to go?
Well, I'm just keeping this song because I have to do a competition. Technically, right now I'm working for another competition where I'm doing Alleluia by Mozart.
Uh-huh. So vocally, is he or she trying to get you to loosen up, or what do they work? What do you work on in lessons?
So one of my biggest problems was I was too back. So I've been working on kind of like staying in the middle and having a
Yeah,
balance. Also breath control because like it's a bit hard.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a lifelong journey. um, I'm going to get on this topic probably with everybody. But what do you think of when you're breathing and supporting?
So what I tried to do is like fill up my diaphragm and just hold it there.
Aha.
Basically not feeling it collapse, just letting it kind of pushing out.
Yeah, that's good. Keep your, what I feel like, it's hard to see, but I feel like I have a line at my waist. So my ribs are hanging out. And this muscle, it's like the muscle you'd pull in if you think you were sagging. That muscle, as soon as I let it go on a breath, I start pulling it. So it's like, it's, I don't know if I can stand up. And you can see it for everybody. I guess everybody's watching. So this will help everybody. Oh dear. Let's see. We need bigger. So I feel like my ribs are all inhaled, right? There they are, they're hanging out. And then I release this muscle, but this starts to move as soon as I sing. And it's hard to see, but I'm pulling it straight back towards my lower back. That's all I'm doing. And that controls the amount of air that's flying out of my mouth. It's really weird. It's like so far away from here, but I mean, I'm sure all of you, when you get out of breath, you want to go like this, you know, and you got to try everything you can to keep this open. I didn't see you doing that. I didn't see you run out of air, but it's really important to let those muscles down there take care of moving the air. I think we have our next person here in a minute. I could talk forever. Okay, great. And at the end, we'll have Q&A, I think, probably, right? Okay, so we'll get back to you. Beautiful voice. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jackie. The next performer will be Madeline. I'm not an opera singer, so I don't think I'll attempt to pronounce it in German, but I searched it up. It means how wondrous it must be.
Okay. Is this the
Hello.
list piece? Yeah, are you singing the list piece?
Yes, es muss ein wunderbares sein.
And you know, I do not know that piece. I got to pin you. There you are.
Oh, I picked it out for my recital a few months ago, and I just really fell in love with it. I wanted something a little bit different, and I know Liszt isn't a very, like, he's a very well-known composer, but that piece I hadn't really heard.
No,
And
I
I'm
hadn't
not
either.
super familiar with much of his vocal repertoire, so
Yeah, I mostly know the French stuff that he wrote, and then there's a wonderful song about Lorelei that's in German, but we don't hear that much. So I thought it was really, really cool. Tell me about you. How old are you?
I'm 18 and I just graduated high school.
What are you doing next year?
In the fall, I'll be attending St. Olaf College for music education and vocal performance.
Oh, how nice. That's a great place to be. I know I should be recruiting everybody to San Francisco Conservatory, but it's too late for you.
We'll see. I hope I get my master's eventually.
Yeah, come for your master's. Okay, so, okay, sing a little bit of this for me. I'm going to look at the music. If my head goes out of the picture, it's just I'm looking at the.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not checking my messages.
All good. Okay. Oops. 1 second. Music. Okay. sich nur von Liebe sagen.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So where are you right now? Where in America?
I'm in a tiny little village in southern Michigan called Sherwood.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Okay. I love this. Everybody's from all over. Tell me about what voice type do you sing?
So I have been singing mezzo rep for the past 3 years, but
Mm-hmm.
recently I've been picking up a little bit more soprano repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
My voice is, my upper range has really been developing over this past year. Like through college auditions, I've really noticed that. And so I'm not quite sure. So, and my role in the opera at my school this past semester was a soprano role. So I'm having a
Uh-huh.
little bit of an identity crisis, but I really like
That's
this
okay.
piece because you work on my passaggio a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Um, I don't know what you are. When I was in my 20s, they said I was a soprano, then they said I was a mezzo, and I was a soprano. It wasn't until I got in my 30s that I knew for sure I was a real mezzo. But that said, a lot of it is personality too. So if you have the mental strength to be the leading role in a piece, then you're soprano. Like mezzos tend to not have that kind of. We're more of an ensemble player. It's kind of funny. There's really a personality thing between mezzos and sopranos for some reason. Um, yeah, in your passaggio, lower passaggio, you can mix. You know what that means? Have you talked
Mhm.
about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to mix because this isn't the kind of piece where you have to bring out the low notes. And I feel like when you get around E flat and F, you kind of wants to not quite what to do. I'd rather you sing it more like Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
than try to anchor it. Um, your voice is going to change a lot over the next few years because your hormones are going to change and
I'm
you're going
sure.
to change.
I've already over this past year I've been like, what is happening?
Right, right. I think one word of caution is uh, don't get in choir and sing the top line. I know I'm saying that's terrible, but you'll just kill yourself. There's no reason you should do that. So even if you can vocalize really high, don't let them make you sing the top line.
Yeah, really. We just did Gilbert and Sullivan's Patience or Bunthorne's Bride, whatever it's called, and I got put in the soprano part of the chorus, and I was so vocally taxed
Yeah.
for the whole time, just because going from singing like completely just mezzo and I actually like 2 years ago I sang contralto roles in opera, and now I don't know. It's just crazy. They should not.
Well,
My floors in opera is already just a little.
I know. Well, you have a beautiful voice, so it's very free, and I think you need to trust that. Plus, don't be afraid to be bright. And what I mean by that is like light. You can sing light instead of light. It gets a little bit like oi, and I'd rather I, because then when you come down on that pitch, it sounds great. Let me see what else I had. Oh, don't you hate these Zaylan
Yeah,
and
you
the
like
other?
really have to lean into it.
Ah, that is so hard to do. Okay, so when I was talking about support, the key to those kind of things is you still have to support the last pitch, even though it's an unaccented syllable. And I think on Zaylan, it's easier the more E you get in there. It's almost a closed Elan as opposed to Zaylan. So, but Zaylan, what I do, I don't know if you can see me on the left
Yeah.
thing when I was working. Okay, so I feel like my support down there is changing my pitch for that. Are you near a piano where you can pick out the pitch for Zaylan? Let me see.
I am not, but I
I had a keyboard on my thingy here. Let me see. No, that's a roller. That's not. Okay.
I think that's an A natural, maybe potentially.
Let me turn on my sound. That would help. So even though it's one of these,
Mhm.
you're going to think it's going that way.
Okay.
So you don't want to go Zealand, Zealand. Just keep it right in the same place as Z and give it to me across the screen, right?
Zealand.
Good. And really steady. Zealand.
Zealand.
Better. Now don't be afraid of the EM. Zealand. Give me a good vowel. Zealand.
Land.
Yeah. I feel like you want the N wants to get in your way on your palate.
Yeah.
Zealand, Zealand, Zealand. Sing that.
Zealand, Zealand, Zealand. Okay.
That's how easy it's got to be. But yeah, like you're overthinking it, right?
I am, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's what we do. Now, the next one is on. Oh, where is it? Oh, the Zagen.
Oh yeah,
Another hard one.
the song, yeah.
So start on the.
Okay. Sich nur von Liebe sagen.
Keep your soft palate up. You know where your soft palate is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Think za.
Za. Za.
Yeah, lean into it more. So I want you, here's another one. I want you to pinch your nose. This is a dumb idea. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
Zagen. It's right there.
Sagen.
Yeah, use your support. Zagen.
Sagen. Sagen.
Better. Now again, keep a little more room between your teeth.
Okay.
So you don't. So I feel like your za wanted to go za za. It's got to be out this way, no matter what. Za, and I'm going to again. Really close in pitch. You don't have to overshow it just either.
Sagen.
That's right.
Sorry for my.
That's okay. But did you feel anything different?
I do. It feels a lot brighter, and it feels like my tongue isn't going back as much, trying to make my
Right.
sound like darker.
Yes, which Metzos love to do. But
Yeah,
you're
I fall
probably
into that trap quite often, but
yeah. Well, and if you've been singing low, then that explains why you want to darken something else. And I think but I think the middle voice will mix more the brighter it is. But that doesn't mean like it's Zagen. I wasn't doing that. I feel like everything I sing kind of hangs on the roof of my mouth.
yeah.
And as dumb as that sounds, that's pretty much where it is. And then if you just drop, this opens up. This is your resonance, all your sinus cavities and stuff.
Yeah.
This is solid back here. You don't have much ringing going on. But that kind of feeling. Now wait, I want you to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And let me go back to the page before. Want to give it to me? Okay, let's try it with the accompaniment one more time.
Got it. Like all the way through, or like until you stop me?
Until I stop you, I guess.
Okay. Got it. Es muss eine wunderbare sein, ums Liebes weil Seelen.
Good. Trust that you don't tune up. You're trying to tune on land. I'm just leaving it right where it was, okay? But I'm not worried about that right now. Okay. I want you to only use a glottal where you need one, which is basically S and I'm, right? The rest of it, I want you to slur it all together.
Got it.
So it's like, es muss wunderbaren. Feel like it's the sloppiest thing you've ever sung.
Okay.
I'm giving you permission.
Got it. Okay. Es muss ein. I'm really overthinking this. Okay.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Take all the glottals out once.
Okay. Es muss ein wunderbare sein, Lebens weil Seelen. Ooh.
Okay.
A little bit.
Zalen, I want you to almost think Z. Almost think an eval. Zalen.
Seelen.
That's it.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of that, because that's what the word is, Zalen. That's how they say it, okay? I like this much better. So ignore the glottals for now. They get in your way.
Okay.
So what I liked about this is that the tone just kept spinning through everything. And you know, in German, you have to say everything, but you don't have to say it where it looks like on the score.
Yeah.
That's what's so hard. Like, Lebensfeier, put the N and the Z together. Lebensfeier. So I'm not going Lebensfei, but Lebensfei. I don't know if that's making sense. But you know how you look at it on the score, it looks like it's attached to the note before, and it's not. It's actually on the next one when you're doing legato, right?
Yes.
So that's great. Let's keep going from that spot.
Sie schließen ganz einander rein.
Good. So ganz ein, just feel like you're sighing.
Ganz einander rein.
It's beautiful, and he's written it that way. It's not like a portamento, but it's ganz ein. It has this little inner sigh, right? Little portamento on it. Keep going.
Sich nie ein Wort verhellen. Ooh, that
Good.
was
Now you're going to be lucky, because that's the H after the E makes it a closed vowel. Verhellen.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Verhellen.
Even more hey, like a Canadian hey.
Verhellen.
That's totally beautiful. Trust that. That's beautiful. It will carry. I promise you that will carry. We always feel like, oh my gosh, that's never, but you don't want to go, verhellen, verhellen. He smartly wrote it like that, which is cool, because verhe, like when you sing, anytime you see an H after an eval in German, sehen, and they're all going to be E, really closed E kind of sound, right? So that sounded much better. Good. Now, can you remember where we are? Und Freund und Leid.
Yes. Und Freud und Leid.
Good. I want you to. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Freud und Leid.
Und Freud und Leid.
Yeah, and side of it a little bit. Light.
Light. That was a little bit too slidey.
That was a little too much. So give me 2 beats on the first pitch of light.
Light.
Watch your soft palate. Ah. Good on ah.
Ah. Ah.
That's for your voice, Liz. Okay. Don't be afraid. So that didn't sound dark. So I gotta, like with everybody, it's like, what's your physiology? What's the best? Where's your best ah? So,
Ah, it's not my favorite vowel.
No.
I've been working on it for so long.
I think the thing to do with ahs is find the ah that's the most consistent, most comfortable. It doesn't have to be ah or ah or ah. You know, what fits well for you. So if you put your thumb, excuse me, I hope your thumb is clean. Put it on the roof of your mouth about halfway. And relax your face on it. Oh, okay, now sing. Oh,
Oh.
that's your ah, okay?
Okay.
So it's like, it's tall. So don't be afraid to drop your jaw for it. And I think I don't want to confuse you. I don't want you to think you've got to go spreading to get a bright sound.
Yeah.
Okay, do und Freud und Leid.
Okay. Und Freud und Leid.
Better? Now let your support move all those pitches.
Und Freud und Leid.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, when it's interesting for you, when you drop your jaw, give me like one finger space between your cheeks. I just did one. That's it. And you can even use more. Make sure what the caveat is you want your jaw not to go this way, not that it
Yeah.
is.
I do have some jaw issues. I have some pretty decent TMJ issues, and I have been having to go to the chiropractor and all kinds of. It's not fun. My jaw slid out of place in the middle of opera tech. It was not fun.
Oh, that's not fun. I
I'm
know.
still recovering from that a little bit.
Yeah, some people there's a Botox treatment for it, I believe it or not. So, look into that. It sounds stupid, but it has to do with how it's lining up right here.
At this point, anything.
Right. I feel for you. I know a lot of students that have that. If you can pull your jaw back, I'm not going to stop in a second and go to the next person, but if you can feel like this is, yawn once for me. Okay, see how your jaw goes back? It doesn't just go down. So, that's the biggest thing. It's like we want to sustain the pitches with our jaw, and that's why you want to get this doing it down here. As opposed to, you see me from the side. I've gotten it so trained that I can't put my jaw out anymore, but I was a queen of Anyway, I've got to move to the next person. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Thank you so much.
You're going to have fun at St. Olaf. What a great school to go to.
I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep in touch.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Next.
Okay, our next performer will be Autumn, performing, hold on, I translated this, Laughter and Tears by Schubert.
Laughter und Weinen, yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm gonna just play a little bit of the accompaniment and just let me know if it's like overbearing or anything.
Okay. And you're in Yardley. Is that where you are?
Say it again.
Are you in Yardley or you're up in Maine?
I'm in Maine right now.
You're in Maine.
Yes.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Is that okay? Okay, I'll just start a little bit from the beginning. Lachen und weinen zur jagdlichen Stunde, Rotweine Leber so mancherlei Gründe. Morgens lockt sie voll Rost, und zwar
Great. For all of you, what do you guys think? I always had trouble with this when there's a play out like that. It's like you're finished singing, and then you're like, oh shoot, I've got to stand here and wait for it to be over, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, hold the emotion, hold the emotion.
Yeah. So what the key to that is, I was the queen of getting stuck like, um, make sure you breathe and make sure you relax the back of your neck. So you can just do it that much, turn your head that much to make sure your neck is loose because it'll help, you know. But
Okay.
you never want to go, you know, for
Right.
not that you did that, but like for everybody, I felt like, oh, there's a play out. Beautiful, beautiful. How old are you and where? What's your background?
Yeah, so I'm 19. I just finished my first year of undergrad at Susquehanna University, and I study vocal performance and arts administration there.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
so
know that school.
yeah,
Believe it or not.
I'm sorry, say it again.
No, believe it or not, I know that school.
Oh, yes, no, I absolutely love it. Prior to going to Susquehanna, I went to a magnet school in Baltimore County. So I attended Carver Center, and then I studied for about 5 or 6 years at the Peabody Prep. So I did choir there and voice, and
Yeah,
so now I'm doing more of the liberal arts experience, but it's been awesome. So yeah,
yeah, that's good. That's good. Good for you.
thank you.
So the hardest phrase for me in this is "Und warum ich nun weine." So that's one of those ones where you got to support the heck out of it, you know, because
Mhm.
you've been moving along is not so hard for some reason. But let me see if I can find a pitch. Unless, oh, you have a piano there, don't you? Can you? There's one behind you.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do you have perfect pitch?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Oh, I want you to go like this. So you're really lengthening every pitch.
Okay, so just like clapping
Little,
on,
little beat.
okay,
Little beat. Da, 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 da.
okay.
That was already better.
Okay.
Okay. I think we get to that point where we're like, oh, please let it be over, let it be over. And
Yeah.
actually, the more you don't rush in it, the better it's getting, right?
Okay.
So, and exactly, the way he's written it, it's not supposed to. He's written it that way so you can just keep as legato as you can on it, right? Because you have
Yes.
plenty of time to move. What's the second time you say? Oh, you don't have to do it the second time.
Right.
Okay, let's do that line. Let's start on well, the top of that page, page 3. Abends weint ich vor Schmerz.
Okay. Abends weint ich vor Schmerz, und warum nur erwogen Gott mit Option.
Okay, good. Now, this is really hard. I don't want you to show me the pitch of the rhythm in your body. So I don't want to see da 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 da.
Okay.
Think of this da 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 da. It's just one big. Keep going,
Okay.
right?
Und warum erwogen Gott mit Option.
100% better. Okay.
I caught
Now,
myself in the beginning.
I know it's crazy hard because when you're learning it, you know, we all want to get it right, and then you got to kind of forget. I use my big toe all the time when I'm singing, and that's like where I keep my rhythm. And
Yeah.
now, I want you. Abends weint ich vor Schmerz. Let me think here. I need. That was fine. It's when you have und and du. I want you to do this thing we did with the other person. There's a slight lift in here.
Okay.
So sing und war. Yeah, now hold this up a little bit and go, und war. Looks like a stupid clown, but uh-huh. Now pull your jaw back on the va. Yeah. Is your sound on original sound setting? Because it wants to cut out a little bit.
Because when you push it on, it says off, right? Is that how it works?
Okay, original sound on.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. It should be.
Okay.
It should be okay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was fine for the piece. It just suddenly it cut out when we were just practicing. So, as stupid as that feels, Morgen. Almost feel like it's ma with this back because I feel like your jaw wants to really help you a lot.
Okay.
Und warum du erwachen kannst am Morgen mit Lockchen?
Good. Now really sing Morgen.
Morgen.
Even though there's an R, leave the R out once. Sing
Morgen.
Yeah, I need to hear that O. So
Okay.
I need to hear the difference between ah and O and ah and O and ah and oo, right?
Mhm.
Which means you have to use a little bit of your cheeks in there.
Okay.
I love your feeling on it. It's charming.
Thank you.
I think loose. You can cut off the long note like on loosed. Let's see, are they both on loosed?
It's
You can
loose
cut
and
Schmerz. You can cut it off on the second beat of the next bar. You can hold it. It's like you're passing it over to the piano kind of thing.
okay.
So Schmerz. You can hold it that long.
Okay.
Right? Somebody's texting. Let me see. Wait a minute. Not texting, but oh no, that was an old message. Okay. Okay. Now go back to the beginning with the accompaniment.
Okay.
I want you to start with a little more lachen. What's hard is this piece goes by really fast.
Mm-hmm.
When you have one vowel and more than one pitch, you don't have to use your mouth.
Okay.
You don't have to change anything. So if you did it really slowly, it would be so da 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 da. Try not to move your mouth so much for it. This is a hard thing to get used to. So that it's not like right.
Right.
Right. Try to do it slowly once.
Okay. Let me try to skip something in earlier.
Lachen und weinen zu jeglicher Stunde, Rotwein auf so mancherlei Gründe. Morgens lacht sich voll Lust, und warum ich nun weine,
Okay, good. Good. So again, I know you know where the accent goes on Vina, but don't give it to me. Just like da 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 da, right?
Okay.
You wanted to change your energy on Vina, and I want you to just keep it all the same because it's going to take up too much vocal energy.
Okay.
That was so much better. It was so much more legato.
Yeah,
You
no,
feel
I felt it.
What's hard about this piece? It sounds like a folk song. And you got to vary it. So sometimes you can feel like it's the short notes are, and then the other times when you sing that, it's got a bigger beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll make more sense with it. It's interesting that the second verse goes minor.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this one more time. Start at the beginning. You can skip the intro if you want. And I want to see what you're doing when you get off of a phrase and have to go on.
Okay.
Lachen und weinen zu jeglicher Stunde.
stop there.
Ooh, okay.
Don't be afraid to hold schmerz a little longer. So
Okay.
it's going to sound like it's going to sound against what you're hearing, but it's actually better. Abends weine ich vor Schmerz. Now, start on und warum du erwachen kannst.
Okay.
Lachen. So, a CH after an A or an O sound, there's always going to be one of those hard. And if it's after an E sound or an A sound, it's going to be like human. That's where I find it, right? So you want to go lachen, and it's lachen.
Lachen.
Lachen, yeah. It's right at the back of your throat, right there, right?
Okay.
Like where your soft palate and hard palate meet. Good. Can we just do abends weint ich vor Schmerz?
So, do you want to just do it a cappella? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Abends weint. Okay. Abends weint ich vor Schmerz.
Good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
Und zwar,
Und warum du erwachen kannst am Morgen mit Lachen.
good. Lachen.
Yes. Lachen.
Almost. It's coming out like a shen, and then
Oh,
you
okay.
laugh.
I need more of the. Okay.
Guttural one, yeah.
Lachen.
Much better.
And then you
Keep
keep
going.
going. Sorry. Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz?
Yeah, and don't be afraid to use that H. Oh, Herz.
Oh, okay.
Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz. You're talking to your heart, right?
Okay. Do we try that again? Or okay.
Yeah, try it again.
Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz?
So the first Herz I don't hear.
Oh, you want it to be like more. Okay, now I get
all
where.
the, yeah, sorry, I wasn't clear. Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz. It's hard. It uses up a lot of air.
It's okay. Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz?
Yeah, separate them. Oh
Oh,
Herz.
so separate O from
Oh,
Herz.
and yeah.
Okay,
Oh Herz.
gotcha. Okay, so muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz?
The last one's better. The top one, you want to go, oh Herz. It sounds like
I
Herz.
just rush it. Herz. Okay. Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Muss ich dich fragen, oh Herz? Oh,
That's actually really, really good.
okay.
That was very, very good. Very good. Now, one other suggestion on the second verse. Whenever you have a v sound, which is a W in German, you can really hum it. And the same thing with a voiced z sound, like an S, sagen. So, anticipate the v. Really hum it. Weinen und lachen. It's funny how the first verse is lachen und weinen, and then he reverses it.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. There's always a reason for all this stuff. Actually, this poet, you should look up this poet, Rückert.
Yes.
He's really interesting. Wrote a lot about death, but he's one of my favorite poets. And Gustav Mahler said a lot of his stuff, and it's a lot deeper than this particular song.
Sure.
It's about existential crisis and stuff.
Yeah.
Start on the weinen und lachen.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Weinen und lachen zu jeglicher Stunde, rot mein Leib auf so mancherlei Gründe.
Great, and your Masterclass is very good. The Masterclass is totally right. Because the CH after an N is a soft CH, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Is there any of this you want to do again that you find crazy hard? I think the hardest part about stuff like this is you got to be cute but in a subtle way. So it's as opposed to da da ba ba ba. think that's a bigger beat. Da 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 da. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy. It's like with Handel too. It's so easy to kind of sing in the right.
Yeah.
And he does write a couple staccati on Ist he writes that in the piano, and that's what you did was totally right. But that's the only time he's written that.
Right.
I always go to the piano part to see kind of what they want,
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So don't freak out when you get to the long upper thing. Just get out of your head and just say, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right?
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
you're welcome. It's beautiful. Everybody come back and ask me questions. I love answering questions. What do you want to know? I don't know if you all know who I really am, but I've sung at the Met for 27 years, leading roles, and sung all over the world. And yeah, that's what I've done. And I've taught at DePaul University, Rice University, Shepherd School of Music, and now at San Francisco Conservatory and privately. Yeah, it's fun. I never thought I would teach, so I'm glad I got my master's degree because you have to have at least a master's to teach at a university level. And as much as I hated doing my master's at the time, I'm glad my dad made me do it. Questions? Anybody? Raise your hand and talk. Okay. I say yes. Turn your sound on.
Oh, so you said you performed at the Met. So how did you get your role there? Like your first role there?
It took forever. Um, it was Carabino, which was my kind of role where I debuted with that all the time. And in a way, it was good because it's something I knew really, really well in Marriage of Figaro. So I made my debut in Europe with that, at Paris, Vienna, Munich, and then and then the Met called, and they heard about me, and I'd been in Europe for a while, and they heard about me, and so they would listen to me. But my manager, I had a manager, and he kept trying to get me an audition for Met, and they kept saying no, 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 and so it was. I mean, I was 31 when I debuted there, which is not over the hill, or 32, but I know everybody wants to like go out of school right into a career, and it's not the most. It's rarely like that. You have to work a lot of weird odd jobs, part time, just part time to pay the bills, and just keep auditioning and keep, above all, keep studying voice and keep demanding more of yourself technically, because as you grow, as your body grows, your voice is going to change and grow, and you've got to get stuff, everything so down that even if you have a cold, you could sing it, kind of thing, where you're not going to get worried. The other thing is when you audition for a program or a role, always sing your strongest thing first. Now, you got to get advice because some people, you might think, oh, my strongest thing is this dramatic piece. For me, it was always a stupid, perky Carabino aria, but it always got me hired. And I learned to listen to that, as much as I wanted to sing, oh my God, they didn't want to see that from me. The thing I did best, you find what you do best, as annoying as that can be. If it gets you hired, that's what you use. You know what I mean? You don't go experimenting with other stuff. So it's always good to ask your teacher, your coach, and a friend, which of these is the strongest you think, You can't second guess ever. It's kind of annoying. So I don't know if that helps. It takes a while to get to that. Yeah. Oh, anybody else? More questions, Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody else had a hand up? Or no? Okay. I was just gonna ask, I guess, well, so I'm going into my second year of my undergrad, and I'm kind of like on the fence per se with what I want to do. Because so currently my degree is performance, voice performance is my major, and then I have an arts admin minor. But I find myself gravitating a lot towards more of like the arts administration type work. I mean, I love singing, and it's something I've always had a passion for. And I feel like I mean this in the nicest way possible. I just don't know how comfortable I feel with just graduating with a performance degree. Um,
I agree.
so, so yeah, so I guess I just kind of wanted to pick your thoughts on like, do you think it's worth keeping a performance degree over like a BA, or and then doing more maybe like of a business side of things, or like what is your like thoughts
Well,
on things like
if
that?
they let you do a minor in business arts administration, that's really important because there are a lot of internships too in that field to get you going. I don't know if they had connections there, but they had a music business degree at DePaul, and you had to have an instrument to get in. So I taught a lot of the singers who were quite good, but they were doing music business. Um, it's a great field. It's an important field, and so many people in arts administration have played, hopefully, have played an instrument or been a singer because you don't want people there who are business only or accountants
Yeah.
or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
you need people who understand what they're dealing with. You're dealing with an art form. I mean, if I had, I started out studying music therapy, and the only reason I changed from that was because I went to a summer program at Aspen, the summer of sophomore year, and they said, "Oh, you should be a performance major and come to Juilliard." And so I did, and I've always regretted that I didn't have another skill to fall back on because there were days when the last thing I wanted to do was be a singer. And when you feel like, oh shoot, that's how I make my living, and I don't want to do it today, that's hard. You know, you got to get your paycheck. So I wish I had had other skills to add in there, and I always think that that's good. As far as graduating with a BA, I don't know. For math, if you're tending to go to doing a math, I don't think a BA is a big issue. I think um, you can always make up whatever courses as electives when you're a master's student if you need them.
Mhm.
You know, as you know, the hardest part of being an undergrad in music is theory, ear training,
Yeah.
all that stuff, music history, and it's mandatory, and piano proficiency also. Got to get those out of the way wherever you go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've helped you, but
No, definitely.
yeah,
I appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah. Anybody else? Oh, good. Another one. Oh, two. Let's have in the black dress again. I just forgot your name, Madeline.
Oh, so I have a question. How do you go about, first of all, balancing your teaching and also performing and finding opportunities to do that?
That's hard. Um, when you're teaching, you use your voice a lot, and I think if you're going to go into music ed and you're going to have internships and stuff, that's going to be the hardest part. Is talking all day, and so you really have to. I hope they have like training or you work with a voice therapist because they will help you support, and you almost have to talk funny like this and really support, which to us sounds so weird. But for kids, if that's all they know, you're supporting, you know. You have to support your voice all the time. And there's no, you can't do the vocal fry thing, you know, which I'm doing right now. But that's hard. You don't want to lose your voice talking all day. So um, that's that's why you want to get a good vocal technique in general, one that's not going to make your voice tired. And you will know if it's making your voice tired because you'll come out of a lesson kind of hoarse, right? So you got to follow your gut instinct on all that. Yeah, as I said to you earlier, watch the choir. Like when I first got to school, the choral conductor warmed me way up and down and up and down. He said, "Oh, you're a high soprano," which I'd never sung, and I about tore out my voice on it, you know, singing high soprano, and I loved it, but it was just such a strain. So I knew I had to get out and just do mezzo. I always tell all my students to sing the mezzo part because you don't have to force, or second soprano, you know. Um, yeah, but watch for that. That's going to be your biggest issue. And also being around kids, you might pick up a cold all the time, like all the teachers. But for me, you know, I do talk all day, but it's a little different. I let the students sing more than I talk, so I don't have to keep using my voice. But as a choice, I mean, now at a university, you know, you kind of dictated how many, you got to get everybody graduated. But as a private teacher, you can set your own schedule. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You know, there's one thing you should know is that um, when I was at Juilliard, I did a master class with the tenor Luciano Pavarotti, and it was on TV. And this is back before everything was on TV or YouTube or anything. And this manager, arts manager, saw me, which I didn't know, and he put my name away to call in 3 years. So 3 years later, sure enough, he calls, he finds me. I was down in Texas, and he asked if I was still singing, and I said, well, no, I'm working at a plumbing company or whatever. And he said, well, I want you to hear you sing. And so he happened to be there. I sang for him. He said, I want to try managing you for a year. And that was it. He got me jobs, and boom, my career started to go. So you never know when somebody's going to hear you. And write your name down to call in a few years. I swear to God, it really works that way. And so much of the career is people hearing you and people seeing you, and not necessarily in an audition. Somebody might come to your school and watch the show, and they'll go, "Oh, this person was good. Let me follow up in a year or two." You know what I mean? You just never know they're there. That makes sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. One more down here.
So kind of going off of Autumn's question. Um, so I'm a junior right now, and so next year I have to start thinking about college and what I want to do. And so I decided that I don't really want to major in anything music related, but I do want to minor in it.
Hmm.
Um, do you think that will inhibit my ability to get like basically experience in the music world? Because I'm not sure if I completely want to get rid of music. Obviously, I don't want to do that, but like I still want to be involved, but I don't want to major in it because I'm interested in other things. So would it
Hmm.
inhibit my ability to get roles or like just I guess
I
immerse
think you have
myself
to,
in music?
it depends on the school. For a lot of schools, the grad students will teach the non-voice majors. Um, it's hard to get a lesson with one of the voice teachers per se. So that's how that's handled in a lot of schools. Some schools, anybody can audition. Others, they want only voice majors, you know. So it just depends on the school. And that's a really good question to ask. And I know, like at Rice, where I taught there, I loved Rice. Um, they have a resident college system, meaning you live in the same college, and the college isn't academic, it's a residence. And each college there would do a production, you know, and there would be chemistry majors in it and stuff who happen to be very talented, you know. So that's what that's the kind of school that might be interesting, you know, where they actually do things. Also, Stanford, for instance, does um, some Gilbert and Sullivan things and a couple of other things. And I think they're always looking for people to participate. It's not like some schools just don't even have enough voice majors, you know, so they have to look without elsewhere in the school. So it depends on the size of the school. But that's a very good question to ask. It's hard to do a music major or a double major of music, a double major with music. That's hard, really hard, because the music usually takes up so many credits. It's mind blowing how many credits. And also for singing, you have acting, you have languages, sword fighting, you know, all these other things that you have to know how to do. Yeah.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else who's listening want to ask a question? Or no, I answered everything, didn't I? All right. Well, if you think of anything, you can always write me an email. And, oh, I've lost everybody here. Yeah, there you go. You can always write me an email at San Francisco Conservatory, and I'm sure that we'll share the email. Okay?
Do you mind if I put it in the chat right now?
No, it's fine. It's
Okay.
Mentzer at SFCN.
Give me just 1 second.
Or I can put it there. That's stupid. I'll just write it. Let's see. To everyone. There it is. And you can go on YouTube and watch me. I'm all over YouTube. This is really weird. It's like, oh, 20 years ago.
Okay, then I think this concludes our classical voice masterclass. Thank you so much, Ms. Mentzer, Suzanne. I still don't know what to call you, but I really appreciate you being here with us. Yep, and great job to all the performers. You guys sounded really, really great. Thank you guys for
You
coming
really
and have a
did.
good night.
All
Bye,
right, guys.
everyone.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you so
Have a good
much.
summer.
Bye.
Bye.